In the journey of building a business, knowing what you should not do is equally important to knowing exactly what you should do. Because when you know what you should avoid doing, you save yourself years of trial and error, struggles, mistakes, and errors. And that's why in this video, I'm going to break down for you 6 deadly mistakes that you need to avoid while building your business at all costs. Especially if you're an early stage entrepreneur and you're in the first 4 to 5 years of your journey, this video is going to be of massive value to you. So let's get started and understand what are those 6 mistakes that you need to avoid at all costs. The first big mistake I often see a lot of business owners make is that they offer a product or service that is actually just solving an insignificant need or desire or problem. The proportion of money you make is dependent on the quality of problem your product or service solves for your customer or the quality of need or desire your product or service fulfills for the customer. The smaller the problem you solve, the smaller the money you make. The bigger the need you fulfill, the bigger the desire you fulfill, the bigger the problem you solve, the more amount of money your customers are willing to spend on your product or service. Now, this is a basic business principle that a lot of business owners miss because they get attached to the product or service idea that they're offering in the market. They believe that everybody needs this product or service, but it's not about what you believe as a business owner. Does your customer see value in your product or service? Is your customer having a compelling reason to invest money in that product or service? Do they feel that your product or service will fulfill a significant need or desire or solve a significant problem? Because if the customer doesn't feel that, then it's as good as pushing a wall where you're working very hard, but the wall is not moving. Instead, just find the door where you are fulfilling a significant need or desire or solving a significant problem and offer that kind of product or service to your customer. This is the number one mistake that can save you years of trial and error and years of struggle for survival in your business that you need to avoid at all costs. The second deadly mistake that a lot of business owners make is that they rely on what I call as reactive marketing. This is where the business owner has not paid attention to designing a proactive strategy to grab the attention of the target customer, to build a relationship with the target customer, to establish credibility in the mind of the target customer about the product or service or about the business and the brand. And they are just waiting for word of mouth referrals to pour in for them to be able to have inquiries to whom they can pitch their product or service. Look, word of mouth is not in your control. If you're only going to be waiting for inquiries to come to you, your business is not going to gain momentum and you're not going to reach a stage of stability for you to consider that business as a worthy exercise to invest your time and money in it. It's important that you're proactive and conscious and not just being reactive and waiting for leads to come to you. This can be one of the biggest killers of a business, especially in the first 4 to 5 years of your journey. Which brings me to another deadly mistake that a lot of business owners make: a solo sales team. Which means in a lot of businesses, especially in the first 4 to 5 years, what I've noticed is that the business owner is the only person who does sales for the business. Now, there are 2 challenges with this. Challenge number 1, as a business owner, you're doing 10,000 other things. You do not have the time bandwidth to be consistent in selling. And because you are not consistent in selling and going out there and pitching to prospective customers, your income is not consistent. And when your income is not consistent, your life is not consistent. So don't depend only on yourself to be the only sales hero of your business. You got to build a sales team. The second big reason why being the only salesperson of your business is a cardinal sin is because that limits the scale and the growth of your business. Remember this, sales is the only income generating activity of your business. And if the only income generating activity of the business is dependent on one individual who's busy with too many other things, that tells you predictably where that business is headed when it comes to its financial stability. This is a big one to avoid at all costs. build a focused sales team right from day one. Now, if your challenge is, Rajiv, how do I go about building a sales team? How do I go about setting up marketing strategies and systems? How do I make sure that I have a business model that is actually financially viable? Then I have a special gift for you. Before I go into the remaining deadly mistakes you need to avoid, there's a link that I've put in the description below of a 40-minute intensive training where I break down what are the elements you need to focus on to be able to build a scalable and a profitable business where you are not stuck in firefighting and you're not playing the game of month-to-month survival in your business. The tools I teach in this 40-minute training have benefited lakhs of entrepreneurs to help them design the right mechanisms to scale up their business. Now, while this is a free gift for you, you got to take action today itself by watching that training, because that link expires in a few days after we launch this video. So make sure you click on that link, watch that 40-minute free training, and learn from the key strategies that I share in that video, which will allow you to design a profitable, scalable business. Now, this brings me to the fourth deadly mistake that you need to avoid while building your business. And the fourth one is not capturing data. The truth is this: the difference between successful business owners and mediocre business owners is that successful business owners have data at their fingertips and they use data to make decisions which actually give the business the right direction. Mediocre business owners have no data capturing systems, no data analysis activities, no data review activities, and no data driven decisions. Mediocre business owners are playing blind. It's almost like they are sitting on a casino table and they're going all in without even looking at their own cards and without even having the skills to play the game. Remember this: in business, data is king. If you do not capture data, you do not review and analyze data, then your business decisions are bound to lead you to a disaster. This can save you years of trial and error and can save you years of struggle for survival if you capture data right from the beginning stages of your business and you analyze the trends, because at the end of the day, the best mentor in business is data. Nobody can speak the truth to you like data does. So make sure you capture, analyze, review, and make decisions based on data. This brings me to the fifth deadly mistake that a lot of business owners make, is to collapse business finance with personal finances. Now, let me tell you this. A lot of business owners carry the psychology that the money of the company and the money of the owner is the same thing. And this is a big mistake, for the simple fact that if you do not distinguish between personal finances and business finances and you collapse the two, then one of two things is bound to happen in your life. One, you will never ever build personal wealth because you will always put all your personal money back into the business and not give yourself room to diversify your portfolio into other asset classes, which mitigates your risk and gives you the opportunity of true wealth creation. The other mistake that you could run into when you collapse business finance and personal finance is that you may start treating the business's money as your personal money. You may draw out money recklessly for your personal expenditures, which will deprive your business of the required working capital and growth capital for further expansion of the business. Please keep the two separately. Pay yourself a salary for the time and effort you put into the business, and from that salary, take care of your personal expenses and your personal investments so that you give yourself the opportunity for personal wealth creation. Treat the business money as the business's money and don't draw it out recklessly for your personal fantasies, desires, and goals. You got to make sure that this discipline is there in your business right from the day one, because if you don't have this discipline, then you don't understand money management, which can end up being a disaster for your business. And the sixth deadly mistake is to look for cheap talent. Look, I want you to face this reality today. Cheap and talent do not come in the same line in any dictionary on the planet. There is nothing called cheap talent. It's a myth. It does not exist. Talent comes at a price, and if you're not willing to pay the price for people who have the proven skills and knowledge for a job role, who come with a proven track record of results in that similar job role, then you will end up wasting your time and your energy in doing the work of your team members, even though you've hired people. Remember this: as a business owner, you got to be willing to invest in things that will give you returns as a business owner. If you're not willing to invest in the right kind of talent and you're going to treat hiring as an expense rather than an investment, that psychology itself is a big mistake which is going to lead you to a disaster in building your business. Remember this, hiring is not an expense, it is an investment, and you got to be willing to invest in those who come with a track record, with a proof of skills and capabilities that can make sure that your job gets simplified and you are playing the role of management, which is focused on growth and not on day-to-day firefighting and activities, because for that you need to bring in committed and competent people who will obviously demand for a decent amount of money for them to contribute to your organization. Be willing to give to those who deserve it, and that's when you will deserve the growth that you desire for. These are the 6 deadly mistakes that you need to avoid in your business, especially in your first 4 to 5 years, so you set the right foundation for scaling up and building a profitable, expansive business. I hope you found value in this video. Make sure you continue the learning journey by clicking on the free video training given to you in the description below. Those 40 minutes will change the direction of your business forever, so take action right now. I'll see you in the next video.